All right.
All right. There we go. All right. Oh my God, Investor Flame is like so much shit. To say that it does. It basically I turn into a walking fireball, which is awesome, and basically fits this character to a T. There we go. All right. So that's one of the four I got. Four extra that I got. Yeah, that's one of the four extra that I got was Investiture Flame. So I have three more. One of them's gonna go after. At least one of them's gonna have to go into 5. Cone of Cold, Control Winds, Creation, Dominate Person, Hold Monster, Immolation. Insect Plagues, Seeming, Telekinesis, Teleportation Circle, Wall of Stone. Alright, Immolation. Flames read up one creature you can see within range. The target must make a dex saving throw. It takes 7d6 fire damage on a failed save, or half as much on a successful one. On a failed save, the target also burns for the spell's duration. The burning target sheds bright light 30-foot radius of dim light for additional 30 at the end of each of its turns. The target repeats the saving throw. It takes 3d6 fire damage on a failed save. That's really cool. Immolation. Concentration 1 minute. 90 feet. Save. 26 fire. Three d6 fire. Turn. And then it's the same as Immolation. If damage from this spell reduces a target to 0 hit points, the target is turned to ash. I like. All right, let's see. Let's see if there's any just useful get rid of the undead things. There was that sunbeam thing, but I don't think that dealing radiant damage isn't really my thing. Mr. Winovich, your son of Mr. Vice. Globe of Invulnerability. Alright. Animate objects. Cloud kill? Oh, okay. Kind of Cold, Control Winds, Creation? Interesting. Oh, there's a Wall of Fire spell on the 4th level. Well, I gotta take that. Wall of Fire. 20 feet. Concentration, 1 minute. Okay. Well, this one's just getting a link. I refuse to paste this into. I should just do that with Immolation of Fire too. Investigate, adverse through fire, whatever. I'm just putting a link. Investiture of Fire. Link. Put the link there. Perfect. No. Is that right? I think that's right. Yeah, that's right. Okay. Hold monster. Choose a creature that you can see within range. The target must succeed wisdom saving throw or be paralyzed for the duration. Spell has no effect on undead. Well, can't take that one. Insect plague seeming.
Wow, so you'll actually open box.
Yeah, it
All
doesn't take much.
interpretation.
Yep.
Awesome. Okay. All. And kind of sort of the same way, perhaps. Part of its perception. Um. Expertise.
Do you guys think I should take counterspell? You think that'd be a good idea?
I have no clue.
Is that a feat?
All right. It's no. It's a spell. It would allow me to basically be anti-mage support. It'd allow me to basically cancel out spells.
Well, sooner or later we're fighting the College of Mages, right?
That's a good point. I'm gonna need a lot of fucking spell slots.
I'll make a pact with another Daedra. No.
I think I'll take a counterspell. I think that's a good idea.
At level 6, that I can my action is to an unoccupied alternative space with that is occupied by a smaller or medium that creature swapping places. Use it long rest cast a level or higher.
All right. So counterspell. All right. Now, how many casts do I have? Oh, I learned more cantrips too. That's the thing too. I learned one more cantrip. Let's see, 4, 3, 3, 3, 3, 3, 3. So 4. I now have 3 casts of 4 as well. I have 2 casts of 5 and 1 cast of 6. All right. Oh, and I get another cantrip. Oh, yay. strike, thunderclap, sword burst, shocking grasp, shape water, ray of frost, prestidigitation, poison spray, mole earth, minor illusion, message, mending, um, mage hand, lightning lure, light. I should take light. I'm gonna take light because that might be a good idea.
Spot. Like, at first level, you get levels,
Mm-hmm.
second levels. At fifth,
Mm-hmm. Seventh
get
level,
one,
you
fourth.
one fourth
Oh.
level. Yep. Next one, you immediately get your second though. It's because this is when spells start ramping up and getting really strong.
Yeah, but I'm looking at mentioned spot plate.
Yeah, the fourth level spells are a little on the weaker side, but once you get past there, they start getting ridiculous. I just like it, for me, it wasn't very hard. I took polymorph, and then later on, I took a wall of fire. So because obviously it's a fire spell, polymorph is just going to be helpful at one point or another. It'll be great at just like removing something from the fight for a little while. Or
Polymorph is
turning one of you guys into something that'll fuck something up.
okay. There is morph and polymorph other. Like polymorph allowed you to form yourself, and polymorph other allowed you to polymorph something else.
You know, polymorph is now just you can do it.
Nice.
Hmm.
Does that include enlarged person? Is that considered part of polymorph?
Is what considered part of polymorph?
Enlarged person, or is that still a spell?
Yes. So like you would become large. It looks like if you are transformed into a large creature, you would become large for the duration. Gotcha. Alright, so I took another mana magic. Do I get any more? Oh, I get more sorcery points. Okay, so now I have 12 sorcery points. That's really nice. That's much better than 7. Oh, I just get a sorcery point each level. That should make it easy.
Chest is kind of interesting. Larger cost.
Yeah, that kind of sucks.
Does that mean that it's this, or does that mean it didn't longer exist?
I do not know. I think that would be a Matt thing.
Yeah, that would.
When do I get 7th level? I get 7th level next level. Holy shit. 7th level, I get both. I get either Firestorm or Delayed Blast Fireball. I want you guys to know, as soon as we hit anything that has immune to just complete immunity to fire damage, I'm useless. I can cast Magic Missile at it.
Blast Fireball is a level.
Mm-hmm. A beam of yellow light flashes from your pointing finger, then condenses to linger at a chosen point within range as a glowing bead for the duration. When the spell ends, either because your concentration is broken or because low roar into an explosion of flame that spreads around corners. Each creature in a ratio center on the point that takes saving throw. If you take damage, call accumulated damage on a failed save, or half as much damage. The spell's base damage is 12d6. 12d6. If at the end of your turn the bead is not yet detonated, the damage increases by 1d6. That's crazy. All right, let's look at Firestorm, and also I want to look at Finger of Death, just because that sounds fun. You send negative energy coursing through a creature that you can see within range, causing it searing pain. The target must make a Constitution saving throw. It takes 78 plus 30. What? It takes 78 plus 30 necrotic damage on a failed save, or half as much on damage on a successful one. A humanoid killed by the spell rises at the start of your next turn as a zombie that is permanently under your command, following your orders to the best of its ability. That would be really cool in any other party.
It would be really cool in any other.
In this party, you kill it, it comes back, we immediately kill it. So that wouldn't work. Alright, Firestorm. A storm made up of sheets of roaring flame appears in a location you choose within range. The area of the storm consists up to 10-foot cubes, which you can arrange as you wish. 10 10-foot cubes as you wish. Each cube must have at least one face adjacent to the face of another cube. Each creature in the area must make a dex saving throw. It takes 7d10 fire damage on a failed save, or half as much damage on a successful one. Fire damages objects in the area and ignites flammable objects that aren't being worn or carried. If you choose, plant life in the area is unaffected by this spell. Why would I ever choose to unaffect the plant life? I can think of a couple reasons, but all right.
Nice.
I'm excited for 9th level. Meteor Storm. Blazing orbs of fire plummet to the ground. 4 different spots you can see within range. Each creature in a 40-foot radius sphere centered on each point you choose must make a dex saving throw. The sphere spreads around corners. A creature takes 20d6 fire damage and 20d6 bludgeoning damage on a failed save, or half as much on a successful one. I don't think it matters for most things if they succeed that save. Unless you literally roll ones on everything. And then they're still taking 20 damage. A creature in the area of more than one fiery burst is affected only once. That makes sense. The spell damages objects in the area and ignites flammable objects that aren't being worn or carried. I'm excited.
Nice.
Alright, I want to look at Sunburst and Incendiary Cloud for 8th level. Everything is just amazing. It's just everything's amazing. I eventually get 2 at 20th level. I get 2 7th level casts, which is usually not many, but I can spend my font of magic to increase some of my spell slots, but only up to 5th level, I think, which doesn't make my higher level spells not as great. Let's see. Where's Font of Magic? Okay. Yeah, so I can create fifth level spell slots, but I can't create anything higher. So I should be using these higher ones like really carefully. Sunlight flashes in a 6-bit radius centered on a point you choose. Each creature in that light must make a con saving throw. On a failed save, a creature takes 12d6 radiant damage and is blinded for 1 minute. On a successful save, it takes half as much damage as blinded. Undead and oozes have disadvantage on the saving throw. I feel like I should take these, but they're not fire related, and they're basically I have to choose the one, like the fire thing. Yeah, I don't know why oozes. It's weird. But how many spells do I eventually end up knowing in the end? 20. I eventually know 20 spells, so I think eventually I'll probably know plenty to be able to pick some of these ones up.
Started off doing.
Yeah, but I'm restricting myself mostly because I'm a fire sorcerer specifically. I feel like if I was able to use anything but fire stuff, you know.
Also, the range of options for the sorcerer was really large.
It's ridiculous, and one of the big things for sorcerer, one of the big things holding sorcerer back is how many spells he knows in total.
Yeah.
So that
the balance of the sorcerer was that he had a more limited knowledge of spells.
Yeah, with a wizard, like you get more casts, and you get more. I think you get in general more like maybe slightly more casts. You know, significantly more spells. But I think I actually want to look at this now. So let's see. So that's a warlock. I think a wizard is below warlock. Yeah, wizard. No, wizards actually get the exact same amount of casts, but they can know basically as many spells as possible. They can know pretty much every single spell. They just have to prepare them beforehand. It means that they have a lot more.
Yeah.
They have a lot more like flexibility. So like for me, I'm a sorcerer, but I'm only taking fire magic on purpose because I'm a fire maniac. So if we come across a fire elemental or a water elemental, I'm boned, right? Like, what am I gonna do? I cast fire magic. I hope you guys are ready to take on some fire and water elementals. Because you know Matt's gonna throw those at us, because I can't do shit to them. Actually, a fire elemental, I might be able to fuck them up because I have control flames. So there's that. But everything I do does fire damage. None of my stuff doesn't do fire damage. If something I have does damage, it's fire damage. Except for magic missile. I have magic missile and it does not do fire damage. Wizards also get something called signature spell, which I'm kind of like, I'd like a signature spell, but whatever. I'm happy with what I have. Alright, beginning at 18th level, the harmful energy of your spell intensifies when you roll damage for a spell and roll the highest number possible on any of the dice. Choose one of those dice, roll it again, and add that roll to the damage. I can use it once per turn. So basically, on rolls that have like roll 12d6, I can add a d6 onto it. If any of those have a d, if any of those rolled a 6 at 18th level, so it's not really going to be that big of a deal. But because most fire stuff is like a lot of small dice, so that's not that big a deal. What is this sorcerer's restoration thing now? I'm just interested in seeing what I'm going to be doing in the future.
Elemental Adept
I already did.
tells you cast ignore damage of the statement.
Doesn't ignore immune though. Only ignores resistance. If they're immune, then they're still immune. So I would think fire elementals probably immune to fire damage. Maybe the same with water elementals. They might just be resistant to fire damage though. I'm not sure about that. And I don't want to look that up. That seems cheaty. All right, let's see. Source restoration. Game 4 expended source. That's yucky. That's good. I want to see if there's any other feats that would be interesting though. Besides elemental adept, because that was just one that I kind of had to take if I was going to be useful in the greater scheme. Keen mind, lightly armored, linguist, lucky, mage slayer might be interesting. 5 feet if you cast a spell. I'm not gonna be 5 feet of a mage. Martial adept, master of disguise, medium armor master, mobile, moderately armored, mounted combatant, observant, polearm master, resilient. Jewel caster, savage attacker, sentinel, sharpshooter, shield master. Skill, you gain proficiency in any combination of 3 skills or tools of your choice. Skulker, that might be helpful because I only have proficiency in 2 skills. Spell sniper. Cast a spell that requires you to make an attack roll. That spell's range is doubled. Your ranged spell attacks ignore half cover and 3/4 cover. You learn 1 cantrip requires an attack roll. Choose the cantrip from Bard, Cleric, Druid, Sorcerer, Warlock, or Wizard spell list. Tavern Brawler, Tough, Warcaster. You've practiced casting spells in the midst of combat, learning techniques that grant you following benefits. You have advantage on con saving throws that make you maintain your concentration on a spell when you take damage. You can perform the somatic components of spells even when you have weapons or a shield in one or both hands.
Oh, the Warcaster? Yeah, I have.
I will be taking that probably. Eventually.
That sort.
Yeah, I might use it. We'll see. When a hostile creature's movement provokes an attack of opportunity from you, you can use your reaction to cast a spell at the creature rather than making an opportunity attack. The spell must have a casting time of 1 action and must target only that creature. Maybe. It's kind of wishy-washy. I might just prefer some extra stats, but none of the feats sound particularly interesting. Basically, it sounds like everything that's interesting with my thing is I'm going to be exploding things with fire a lot. You know, one thing I should maybe carry on me just in case. A small glass, just like a bucket of water, specifically for fighting fire elementals. Or maybe I could just convince the fire elementals to fight for me. You never know.
Yeah, I sort of look through the feats and think there's not really anything useful there for me.
Yeah. Like, there's a few things that are like just like they're basically for flavor, you know.
Right.
It never really seems like you should. It's really like you should look through the feats and say like, oh yeah, these feats are like things that will help me, or like help me build my character the way I want to build them. Like, I looked and I saw like, oh, elemental adept. If I want to be useful in any fight that requires to fight something that's resistant to fire damage, I'm gonna have to take elemental adept and ignore resistance to fire damage.
Right.
So, and also, what's kind of cool is if I roll one, any one I roll for elemental adept is actually any one I roll for fire damage is actually a 2. So that might get a little annoying when I start rolling 12d6s. But could also increase my damage a lot, like significantly over, like it could be pretty darn. It'll be nice, I think.
I'm trying to decide if 2 dexterity points or fell-handed.
Fell-handed. Let's see. That's from Unearthed Arcana. You master the Hand Axe, Battle Axe, Great Axe, Warhammer, and Maul. I'm guessing you already. Well, you're already proficient in them, but I guess that this makes you master them. You gain the following benefits when using any of them. You gain a +1 bonus on attack rolls you make with a weapon. That's pretty darn good, which would be equivalent to like extra strength for them, which would be kind of cool. Whenever you have advantage on a melee attack roll, you make with the weapon and hit. You can knock the target prone if the lower of the 2 d20 rolls would also hit the target. Whenever you have disadvantage on a melee attack roll, you make with the weapon, the target takes bludgeoning damage equal to your strength modifier. If the attack misses, but the higher of the 2 d20 rolls would have hit. If you use the help action to aid an ally's melee attack while you're wielding the weapon, you knock the target. That's not gonna ever come up, is it? We don't use the help action.
Right. I'm not even sure I know how that works.
But I guess the main thing would be the +1 to attack rolls and the
and
knock prone on the advantage, because you almost always have advantage now.
If I choose to have it, yeah.
But you usually do choose to have advantage.
Oh, well, when they're hitting you, there's not much of a reason for me not to.
That's a good point. But you have been like having advantage a lot, so I don't know. Fell-handed seems pretty cool, but what is 2 dex points gonna do for you?
Give me another armor.
Yeah, it's true. So basically, you're asking, do you want +1 to your armor and +1 to your +1 armor, +1 initiative? Well, +1 initiative, armor, and dex saving throws, basically.
Right.
Or do you want +1 to your attack rolls and the ability to knock prone on advantage,
and all the extra fun stuff.
And then the extra stuff, the help thing's not really gonna come up. The disadvantage thing's kind of cool.
Yeah.
Basically, it gives you a better chance of hitting something at disadvantage.
The advantage one would be on the advantage one. He would probably end up
knocking everything down.
Yeah, knocking quite a bit of things down because advantage on a number of.
Yeah. So
I'm debating just adding it to armor dexterity.
When you are wielding a finesse weapon with which you are proficient and another creature hits you with a melee attack, you can use your reaction to add your proficiency bonus to your AC for that attack, potentially causing the attack to miss you. I mean, that would increase your AC. What is your AC right now? So then would that increase?
Yes.
So then that would increase your AC to 20 on on any melee attack if you have a reaction.
I'm not. I'm assuming.
Let's see. What's your highest level?
If I put it all in 7.
That will put you at 7 for wizard. Okay. Let's see. Which would be, and that would be your highest level.
Yeah, because I've got fighter at 5.
All right, then I guess your proficiency bonus would be 3, so that would put you at 19 AC on a melee attack, I think. Yeah, if you on a melee attack, if you have a reaction, you go to 19 AC, which is I'd say that's significant. Especially for keeping a like if you're staying lightly armored.
Well, it's still sort of difficult because you're looking at about the same thing. I don't know how often we can quote use a reaction. Like I think,
and that applies only to the first one.
Yeah, that's true. Right. You only get one. You only get
so
one.
It's basically like if one bonus to armor class always, or
yeah, it's either +1 always or +3. Like for one attack each turn, basically.
Well, if that actually hits.
If it's melee.
Yeah, that actually.
It says if it actually hits, you get the bonus.
Right.
Well, I mean, if it doesn't hit, then you don't
waste.
Yeah. Of course, you don't know. Also, you don't know how high they beat your AC.
They roll, right?
So you could use it, and it's still just like too bad.
Yeah.
So, which is kind of the case with a lot of like, that was the case like with the Bardic Inspiration.
Yeah.
Yeah, you roll it. It's like, I'm gonna use it on their roll. Did it work? Nope, didn't work. Ah, well, damn. Just like with that other thing that I used for my sorcerer thing, is like I would use it on their attack.
Dexterity also increases my attack bonus.
Oh yeah, I'd say take the dex though.
Yeah, take the dex.
I think the dex is gonna be better for you.
Possibly spells, and we've not really.
Yeah, we haven't really needed any healing ever.
The only other one I could see possibly is like Blade Mastery, and that too is only for the +1 on attack rolls.
Yeah, and you know what's actually funny? The spell that that Matt gave me is heals for a fuck ton. So it's not a fuck ton, but it heals for 4d10 + 6. So
yeah.
And also deals damage to undead. So.
And that's a beam, so it affect multiple.
Yes, I think it's a cone actually.
Oh, cone. Okay.
Yeah, it's a 15-foot cone. So.
That was what.
It affects multiple. So let's see, cone would be. What is the one doing there? I don't know. So a cone, 15 feet, like that. It would look like this, basically. Where are we right now? All right, so if I'm if you guys can look at the thing, like the cone is actually kind of like significant. Like that, this is the cone. That could easily heal both of you and deal damage at the same time. Holy shit. You can take alert and get a +5 bonus to initiative. And can't be surprised when you're conscious. Alert seems pretty darn good. If we had more than 3 people in our party, I'd say alert would be pretty helpful for somebody. Especially somebody who wants to like start the fight out, you know?
That's why I kinda like being a barbarian. I already can't be brought into a surprise round.
Yeah. Other creatures don't gain advantage on attack rolls against you as a result of being hidden from you. That's really good. Other creatures don't gain advantage on attack rolls against you as for being hidden. So
yeah, those are pretty good.
Yeah, alert just seems in general like really good to have on at least one person. But
there's a part of me that wishes that they did just like actually give feats.
Yeah, it's just like the thing. Probably the biggest problem with feats is dexterity is so broken in 5e.
Oh yeah, yeah. Well, that's why it's hard to decide between raising your dex or raising.
Yeah, it's not. You don't raise other stuff really. If you can increase your bonus on dex, you do. Which reminded me, I needed to increase my armor class.
I mean, the only ones you can really get away with it are the barbarian, because your constitution gets added to your AC as well.
Yeah.
So like you can spam into the constitution and have a lot of health and.
Yeah, a lot of health, a lot of AC. So yeah. Oh, and I forgot to fucking increase my. Oh my fucking god. To increase my health. So okay, so a D6. I didn't increase my con until when did I increase my con? Oh god. It's the warlock. I increased my con at the 12th level. I increased my con. No, I increased my con at the 8th level. Okay, so at the 8th level, if I increase, okay, here's interesting. Do I do the hit point change before the ability score improvement, or do the ability score improvement before the hit point change?
What are you talking about?
Because I get a
your
bonus.
Total will be what it's retroactive. So like if, for example, if your constitution goes up and you gain a point to the modifier, you'll gain an extra point for every level that you already had as well.
That I already had. Okay, yeah.
So your total is your like max die value plus your constitution mod times your level.
All right, so basically, Matt still like just loves breaking the game for us. So
well, honestly, of all the things that can be broken, the one I probably appreciate most is the HP.
Yeah, getting screwed on some hit dice rolls.
Yeah.
I don't know how many times, like, it's actually very rare that I play a fighter or a barbarian, and almost every time I've played one, I've rolled in like 1 or 2 on my HP die every time.
That's almost as bad as playing like the old mages that had 4 for hit dice and always rolling 1.
Yeah.
So I think I'm at 120 HP maximum right now.
Wow.
Yeah.
As a sorcerer.
What's your constitution at? You're a rock gnome, aren't you?
Yeah, my constitution is at 18.
Nice.
So I'm at +4 con, and I'm at 18 dex as well. So I'm at plus. I have 18 dex, 18 constitution, and 20 charisma.
I want to.
So you've gone wizard, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
Okay.
I've got the 5 levels in fighter, and
Mhm.
I'm debating upon how much to put in. I think I'm going. We're
I think it would be cool to
I need at least levels in 9 transportation or transposition. Sorry. And the nice thing about that is that once I cast a conjuration spell, first level or higher, and then use it again. I just need to make sure that
Well, there you go.
or would be I get to behind stuff, and then I could transposition thing. Randy, uh, Randy right behind whatever target we're going for.
I think wizard spells and sorcerer spells are pretty much the exact same in 5e. I don't think they're different hardly at all. No, you definitely get significantly more spells than I do. You get a lot more spell options than I do.
Looking at some of this stuff, Blade Blast Fireball.
Yeah.
At what 4th or 5th level? Or
The
I mean,
Blast Fireball is at 7th
level. Yeah, 7th level for normal wizard.
Mm-hmm. That's 7th level for me as well.
Oh, okay.
It's the same level spell level. It's just
get access
to. I do not get access to any of the spells sooner. I just you have access to more you have access to more of a variety of spells in general. But there is one spell that I'm seeing that isn't a part of your spell list, and that is the one that I'm very excited about that I have, which is the Investiture of Flame. Which is I emulate myself and I become a fire elemental basically. You seem to have a lot more. Wizards seem to have a lot more like utility spells though. Sorcerers have a lot of like blast the thing with the magic spells.
Yeah.
It's just like, what kind of magic damage do you want to do? Fire damage, please.
I keep forgetting. Are you actually a sorcerer?
No,
or a warlock?
I think I'm a warlock, but I'm actually a sorcerer.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. That sounds.
Because I think I'm a warlock under contract with you, but I'm actually a sorcerer who just randomly got powers. And the reason that I did that is mostly because I would have gone warlock who is under contract with you. But one, I wasn't sure how Matt would feel about that, because that is like that's basically saying like, you have the powers, they give me dark magic basically. So that was kind of like but then I thought that would be cool if I would just like, I'm a sorcerer who thinks he's a warlock, or like, like kind of like a warlock, like kind of cleric sort of combo thing,
Gotcha.
Like I think that you've given me powers, like more in
I
the
mean,
like.
it could have been equally funny for like the actual Lord of Death to have given you power, and you thought it was me.
Yeah, that's true. But I'm pretty sure that would quickly lose me my powers.
Probably.
So he probably has control. He probably actually has control over like who he gives powers to and stuff,
Right.
and how he gives it to him.
I would attempt stealth stuff, but considering the fact that Sergeant always all the time.
Yeah, it's
Bye.
funny that we're a party of 3 people and we still take the upfront approach. But,
Two of us are kind of like, was it? I mean, we even did this when it was like we had basically 2 utility characters, the bard and the wizard fighter.
yeah.
It's just Randy, you're so OP that we can just run straight in.
It's really hard as a barbarian to take the stealthy approach.
Yeah, I was really excited to fight that ogre skeleton.
Yeah, I was too, and he was like, "It's already dead."
It's like, oh, it's already dead. Oh, I wanted to burn it. There weren't enough things to burn this time. That's the only thing that's the only thing about this time. I was like, I wanted to burn more things. I still had to cast a fireball left. I still had a cast of. I could still use polymorph. I could still use scorching rays twice. I didn't even use burning hands or magic missile once. I could use that 4 times more.
Well, I'm pretty sure we'll get plenty coming up, depending on how sidetracked we become.
Yeah, I'll be using my spells, like just seeing how many spells I have left. I'll be using them a lot more because they're a lot more useful than when I was a bard. When I was a bard, they were so circumstantial.
Yeah, it's really, again, a 3-party or a 3-member party. I imagine it's frustrating to be utility.
Yeah.
Like, there's nothing you can do. There aren't really enough people for you to buff to make things active.
Oh.
Yeah, it's like I can give you a D8 and like sometimes, but usually it'll be dead by the time that the D8 matters at all.
Right.
As a bard, which is kind of why I was going for the like a fighter bard sort of thing, where I was like go straight in and try to do some crazy shit. Which I mean, like I'm using a standard rapier to try to like do fuck tons of damage. It was entertaining how often it was just like you were doing like 23. I'm like 8, 7, 10.
Yeah, I think
tickle it.
They ran into a similar issue that they've had in previous editions, where like some of the melee classes, just the weapon choice alone, like does so much, like has a ridiculous impact on the amount of damage you do.
You know the thing that I'm really upset by? Trying to use a spear in D&D sucks ass.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah.
Spears are so fucking cool in real life.
Yeah.
Spear and shield strats are so cool, but they suck so much in D&D.
Yeah, they do.
Because they're only simple weapons. There's not like they're not a good martial spear that does like. It's because it's one-handed in shield, and it's.
Yeah.
Shields are boring if in like a 3-man party. I think it's the
They also like never really designed many, if any, feats around
spears.
Or class features for that matter.
Yeah, like
I think the best they ever did with it was one of the classes in 4th edition. I think it was one of the fighter variants.
I've
But
been
even
thinking
that,
about working, like trying to basically make like a halberdier class, or like a foot soldier class or something. I don't know. I can't think of a good thing to name it yet.
well, I mean, I know in third edition they had the knight, which actually used a lance.
Yeah, there's the Cavalier and Pathfinder. But lances are like, I want like a Spartan basically.
Yeah, I get what you're saying.
Uh,
I mean, if the damage was there for the spear.
yeah, or even not just damage, but just like you get. One of the big things about a spear is you can stay behind the shield when you're attacking.
Right.
So you don't have to like lower your guard when you're attacking as much. You don't have to get as close. But like reach doesn't do anything in D&D because it's
weapon I really liked in Dark Sun, and it short period of time to set up. But basically, kind of like a giant weapon that you would plant it in the ground and then back and forth. And imagine like a 20 or 30-foot pole with a club head on the end of it, if I remember correctly.
Yeah.
that
basically,
would hurt.
you could have a shield wall around you, and so nobody could get at you, and you just be whacking people on the other side of that shield wall.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I agree with you about reach not really being that valuable in D&D.
It allows you to hit something from a little farther away.
Yeah.
When usually it's just like you just walk up to them and attack them anyways. They're just gonna walk up to you and attack you.
Right. So your reach sort of becomes irrelevant.
Yeah, I almost feel like
did have an instance tonight when one thing blocked you at the door, and until Randy went over the top, however, guys to the other side, I wasn't able to do anything.
That is true, but still, that's like again, that's niche. It's very niche. And
well, even there, I'm not sure what D&D's rules technically are on reach if somebody's in between.
Can you attack through somebody? Yeah, exactly.
Right.
What I would like to see is like a feat for spears. This is like a Pathfinder style feat where if you attack somebody with a spear, like called spacing or something, where if you attack somebody with a spear, they can't advance closer to you. Specifically you.
Well, maybe if you had something that allowed you to drop their move speed to 0 or something like that.
Yeah, I wouldn't say drop. Maybe like they can't get within 5 feet distance of you if you attack them. If you choose to like use your spacing thing,
because the sphere is reach oriented, maybe what it is you could have an attack of opportunity against a creature trying to move within range.
Yeah,
and if you hit, you reduce their movement speed to 0.
Yeah, that'd be good. So like basically failing strats.
One of the other things that I've not really seen anybody probably second edition is nets.
Yeah.
And actually, I don't remember still in the Complete Fighter's Guide. I want to say it was the Myrmidon, but I don't think that was right. But it had all sorts of bonuses to using it, and essentially, if you got hit by that net, you were grappled.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember the change nets. I mean, they were still around in 3 in third and 3.5. But I will say, beyond a certain point, they were mostly role play items.
Yeah.
Yeah. I tried to make a gladiator character in Pathfinder using the base classes, not using any of the advanced. Finding a gladiator class. You have to take a feat in exotic. You have to in an exotic weapon. You have to. And you have to take basically I had to be I had to take a feat in exotic, and I had to take a feat in giving me gladiator proficiency, I think. That made things that it gives you like better chances on, I can't even remember what they call them. Like there's like special attacks where you're basically like trying to trip somebody or charge them. Like pretty much all the gladiator weapons have something special about them like this. The one that the character I uses is the hooked axe, which allows you to trip opponents easier, but you need proficiency in the hooked axe to be able to trip them like that, or you need proficiency in like the certain, I don't know, something like that.
Huh.
But it's complicated and takes away from other stuff. And it's like, I just want to play gladiator. I
Yeah,
want to play somebody who like throws nets and
2 feet. That's already eating up quite a number of levels.
yeah, exactly. Well, the thing is, you get 2 as a fighter. You start with 2 feats in Pathfinder.
Ah, okay.
Because you get you start off with 1 feat, and at first level you get a feat as a fighter. That's like the thing you get at first level as a fighter, and a fuck ton of proficiencies. But the thing is that as a fighter, if you're trying to go for a gladiator fighter, all those proficiencies just go out the window pretty much. Because it's just like, oh, I want to use exotic weapons. I have proficiency in all martial and all simple weapons, but I want to go for exotic weapons. So
Waiting a level in attack roll of the target 5 feet of that enemy. If within 5 feet of that enemy isn't incapacitated, don't have disadvantage. Get the sneak attack.
yeah, that sounds really cool.
That would only.
Yeah. It, yeah, it could that adds up after a time.
That's once per turn. So any attacks.
Is there a way
And
you
I'm
can
already-
roll? Is there a way that you can roll like a d20, but it has to be above a certain number?
Crap. I think I've seen that somewhere before. There's like a greater than sign used somewhere in the formula.
Yeah, I just tried doing greater than 1, but I think you can still get 1, and it's just like it has to be greater than 1. So if it's 1, but the thing is that if it is a 1, I can just be like, just make it a 2. But that would make it hard to. Let's see. Okay, roll 20. Roll d20 greater than. Let's see.
Apparently, rolling a 1 would count as a success if you do greater than 1. So you would want to do greater than 2. It apparently does it on a greater than or equal to automatically.
Yeah.
I do kind of wish it said failure. But it counts it as the number of dice that you roll, not the. The only thing that upsets me, I understand why they don't have it in there, because like it'd be annoying for them to code for it, but I really wish they had the like if-then statements in their macros.
Yeah. The thing is, though, specifically for the spell, is it's not that you can't roll a 1. It's basically that 2 has the extra chance as well. So, it's like it would be basically if you count it 2, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, or whatever. So
Wait, what?
because what it says is if you roll a 1, make it a 2 instead. So if you roll a 2, it doesn't do anything. 1 is still technically a part of the equation, so you can roll a 1, but it's still technically a 2. So it's like if there are 2 2s on each dice.
Gotcha.
So it really just means that rolling like 12d6 is going to be a pain in the ass. So let's see how many 1s I get. 3 1s, so increase that by 3 then, so that would be 38.
That's not too bad.
It's not terrible, but it's like how many times? That's 2, so 39. It's just like one of those things that I'm gonna have to remember all the time. That's gonna get annoying. But D&D has a few of those things, so whatever. It's not that big a deal. Which, by the way, 12d6, mid to high 30s, being seen pretty consistent. There's a 40, 42. Yep, looks like mid to high.
Yeah, that sort of makes sense.
So.
You said it's 12d6.
Yep. So.
Right. So if your average is 3, that puts you at 36 right there. So.
Yep.
And that's in the lower half.
Yep. And also, each one is actually a 2, so,
Right, so your minimum is 24.
So my average is probably more around like 38 or something. But I think that's like that's a lot later. I'm not doing 12d6 yet. I'm doing like 8d6 at this point or something. Yeah, 8d6. So. $24 for that one. So that would be a fireball at the 24, based to everything in a 20-foot radius, which is crazy, by the way. 20-foot radius is huge.
Yeah. But I mean, I guess I look at my own HP, which is at 204 now.
Well, yeah, but he's exploded us.
Right. I mean, I could theoretically, I guess, cut that in half if you took like the average of hit die rolls. But.
Yeah, that's true. But also, like these are becoming normal attacks right now. So, and fireball is something that is a 3rd level spell when I have access to 7th or 6th level spells. 6th level spells. I have 7th at next level.
Anyway, I need to get going.
I do as well. I gotta get to sleep.
Yeah.
All right. Cool.
All right. Have a good night, everyone.
Yep. Night, guys.